How you guys doing? My name is Ben. I'm the owner and creator of Casting the Coast. Basically, I wanted to make a YouTube channel just to get the word out about the Mississippi, Florida, Alabama, Louisiana, and Texas Gulf Coast fishing scene. I know there's hundreds of them already out there, but this is just my take on it. This is my first video, and tonight I'm going to touch base on something that is starting to blow up pretty big. Flounder gigging. Basically, you walk the low tide along the beach and you stab flounder. That's it in a nutshell. You use submerged lights, or you can do it the old school, old-fashioned way, because this has been around for a long time, and use a handheld lantern. At my feet I've got two different lights. One's homemade, one's store-bought. Both are great lights. Let me show them to you. This is my homemade light, courtesy of an individual named Robert Hood. I've got a 4 LED light. This happens to be a light I took off of my old truck, and it's got the RGB red, green, blue LED lights around it, but those aren't hooked up. It's just those 4 LEDs, 2, 3, 4 right there, and this is more of a spotlight flood light, so I can see about, in good water conditions, I can see about 4 to 5 feet in front of me, but only at a narrow angle. It's got my little handle right here, so I'm holding it like that, underwater at my feet, going side to side, side to side, looking for the flounder. My wires right here. I got my positive and my negative connection. They hook up, they go in a battery that either goes in the chest pocket of my waders, or it goes in the pocket of my backpack, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Now my other light, it looks a whole lot cleaner. It's a twin light system. Both lights are offset at about a 45-degree angle, a little less than, well, yeah, about 45-degree angle offset, and they are floodlights, so it's a wide beam, so I see a pretty good, I have a pretty good field of view, about like that, pretty good field of view when it's where it's pointing, but I can't see that far, but I can see wide, and that's this one right here. This light is made by Coastal Floundering Lights. It's a local company here in the Gulf Coast of Mississippi. Phone number is, it's right here on it, 228-363-3556. These run about $100. And they come, minus this lanyard, they come just like this. Here's my positive negative connection. Again, it'll go in my fanny pack, battery pack over the shoulder, whatever. I've got my handle here and my armrest. I can carry it like that, or whatever. I just put this on, this lanyard on it, so I can sling it over my shoulder when I need to be hands-free. It's got a ruler on it right here. It goes all the way up to 32 inches. If I gig a 32-inch flounder, I'm calling somebody, because that's a big-ass flounder. But like I said, dual lights right here, and it gives me a good field of view. Not too far, not very deep, but a good wide angle. And basically, when I'm out there, I'm in anywhere between knee to thigh deep water, sweeping left to right, back and forth, walking the shoreline. Me personally, I like to start off 4 or 5 feet from the actual edge of the water, from the shoreline, 4 or 5 feet from the shoreline, and I'll walk 100-200 yards down, sweeping left and right, and then I'll come back the same direction, but I'll go out about another 10-15 feet deeper and sweep, or I should say further away from the shoreline, because at a low tide it's not always deeper. Sometimes you're in a sandbar that's 15 feet out and you're in a foot of water, and then sometimes you're in a trough that's 5 feet out and you're in 4 feet of water. And those flounders will stack up on those troughs and those sandbars right at the edges of them, or pretty much along any kind of structure, drop-offs, rock piles, piers, jetties, whatever. They'll stack up there, especially on that low tide. And that's flounder gigging in a nutshell. If I had thought about it, I would have brought my gig in from the truck, but I'm actually getting ready to go out and actually go flounder gigging. I've got my GoPro right here, so I'll be wearing that and I'll be uploading that video. But and I'll probably be demoing the twin light, this one right here in my hands. I'll be using this one, and you'll be able to see how far out you can see and all, and hopefully we'll find a flounder. For everybody that knows what a flounder looks like, that's pretty much what you're looking for in the sand. The guy that's responsible for getting me hooked on flounder gigging, Robert, or Bob Hood, he was explaining to me, when you're flounder gigging, you're not just looking for the flounder. You see, when that flounder lies down in the sand, it'll make a perfect outline of itself. You'll actually think you're looking at a flounder. That's how much of an outline it is. And the older that outline is, the rougher and the more faded it looks. So if that flounder was there 5 minutes ago, it'll look exactly like a flounder. Like, I've stabbed at a flounder's outline because it was there just minutes before and it looked just like a flounder. But if that flounder was there, that morning, it'll be real faded and washed out, and that flounder hasn't been there in some time. Now, you can track a flounder's movement by following its footstep, because what a flounder will do is it'll lie down, and then for whatever reason it'll swim off, and then it'll come back to a different location and lie down. So if you're walking around, you're scanning around 180 degrees, you find a footprint or a flounder print, and then you see which way the head is facing. Good bet is to go look in that general direction, and then you find another flounder print, and you can track that flounder like that, and chances are, if they're new prints, you'll find the flounder. I've only done that once and successfully found the flounder. Now, I'll track those flounder prints, but after a while I'll get bored or sidetracked with something else, or I'll find a different flounder pointing the other direction, whatever. Now, when you're gigging that flounder, you've probably got about 10 to 15 seconds to stab him. Once you find him, you got 10 to 15 seconds to stab him before he realizes that there's a big light looking at him and he'll scurry off into the darkness. But let's say, for argument's sake, that you missed that flounder. He scurries off for some reason. If you can track the mud trail of that flounder and which way it's going, chances are you'll find that flounder again. I've done this once, twice, 3 times. I've tracked flounder by following their mud trails. 2 out of those 3 times, they went into deep water to where I couldn't follow him. One time, he circled back, went towards the shoreline. I lost him in the shoreline, couldn't really locate him, had a little trouble. So I backtracked myself back to where that flounder was about 10 minutes later, to where I initially had seen it, and it was back, or another flounder was in the same spot. It was hard to tell. They looked about the same, roughly the same markings, roughly the same size. And I got them. But it's dark outside. The weather looked pretty good last time I checked. So I'm going to go try it out. I'm going to go see if I can get a flounder. I'll have my GoPro on me. And as soon as I get back, I'm going to post the video of me actually floundering and flounder gigging. And you'll be able to see what I'm talking about and put my words together with my actions, and it'll click, and you'll be like, oh, fuck, that's what he's talking about. Until next time, until my next video, y'all keep fishing, tight lines, have fun, be safe. You don't think it's a hazardous sport, but it can be. Y'all be safe out there, have fun, God bless. I'll see y'all next time. Bye.